Hey there, friends. What's going on? David Potts with Song Notes, and I lesson today where I'm going to return to Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. So I did a previous lesson on this song, sort of taught you the basics, the once over, right? But a question I've gotten a lot over the last couple of years has to do on the topic of strumming pattern and rhythm, and when do you change chords, right? Because this is something I didn't really dive into in that earlier lesson, and this song is actually a lot trickier than it would seem on the surface when you look into it. What I mean by that is a lot of these chords, a lot of these measures are 4 beats, which is normal, right? But some of the measures only have 2 counts in them, right? So we're going from a 4-count measure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's this weird shift we have to do. And it gets tricky with our strumming pattern, because if we're using a strumming pattern that is 4 beats, it's fine on the measures that are 4 beats, but when there's a measure with only 2 counts in it, what do we do with our strumming pattern? And I'm going to teach you, I'm going to walk you all through it in this one, and I have 3 new pages added to my sheet music here. You can get this over for sale on my website. This is going really in detail, and I hope trust you're gonna find it helpful here. Pages 4 and 5 specifically, I have the chord progressions for the entire song written out, and check this out. Page 4, I'm gonna talk about how Johnny Cash plays it exactly on his album version. And that's specifically where he has these mariachi horns going, right? Love is a burning thing, do 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 do, right? That adds a few measures. Next line, leaves a fiery ring, do 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 do. Now you can play that on the acoustic guitar if you want, but if you don't have your friends with the mariachi horns over, it just can sound a bit empty and long, like you're staying on these chords a little bit longer than you need to. So what I've done is on page 5, I have a simple strumming chord progression for the entire song where I cut those out. So you would get like, love is a burning thing, and then we just switch, and it makes a fiery ring. Okay? Now you might not notice it, but trust me, there's a lot of simplicity there. It's a lot less time you're staying on the chords. It just sounds a lot more suited to a solo acoustic guitar. So let's get on into this. Again, if you want to learn the basics of this song, check out my other lesson. I talk about the chords, some basic strumming stuff. I talk about this mariachi riff, right? And how you can sort of play it when you're strumming. So check that out if you want it, but let's get into this lesson, and I'm going to talk about these chord progressions and the strumming and everything, and we'll be in good shape for this one. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to show you all the chord progression sheet here to really hammer this home. Let's start off by looking at the intro. Now you can see this intro, I have it mapped out. So the yellow measures have 4 counts, and the blue measures have 2 counts. Right away in the intro, you're going to see we're on G for 4 counts, right? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Then we're going to be on C, but only for 2 counts. So it would sound like this. G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, G, 2, 3, 4, G. Okay? If I did a sort of strum on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I did this, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Bum, ba-dum, 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 bum. And one more line. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so right away, we're getting this idea that there are 4-count measures mixed in with 2-count measures. Now, if you keep it all down strums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it actually makes it pretty easy because you never need to change your strumming. You just keep doing that strumming pattern, you know, a light brush on the 1 count, a full strum on the 2 count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when we get to those 2-beat measures, we're just going to do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. But where it gets tricky is if you want to use a full strumming pattern like the one you see here. So this is a down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. If this pattern's giving you trouble, don't worry about the chords. Just sort of mute your strings and go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 Keeping that right hand moving at a steady tempo, you just want to sort of brush the strings on those counts. Now, if we were to play that first part using that, it would roughly sound like this. We're going to do the main pattern on the 4 count measures, down, down, up, down, up. But on the 2 count measures, what we're going to do is use this 2 count strumming pattern. And that's simply going to be a down, down, up. Okay? 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. So the whole thing of the intro would sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 1. So really it's that 2 count measure, the 2 count strum of down, down, up, down, down, up. We want to be able to jump to that anytime we need to from the 4 count measure, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? It's definitely tricky, but take it slow and go back to that first version where you're just doing all down strums, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how you're going to do the intro. Now let's look at the verse. Now, if you look at how Johnny Cash plays the verse, you're going to see there's a lot of section left here for the mariachi horns, and roughly that's going to sound like this. Let's use a simple strum at first, okay? Love before is a burning thing, da dun da dun da dun da. Okay, and it makes a fiery ring, da dun da dun da dun da. So you see where the horns start from my sheet music here, and you see that there's a good couple measures where we're not singing at all. It's just the horns playing and everything, right? So if we were to count that, again, it would just sound like this. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. But if you do that for the entire song, I just feel like it doesn't have the same grandeur and awesomeness as the horns does, right? So what I want to show you is this simpler version of the chord progression. So you have the Johnny Cash version up. Check out this version. Now this one, we're not going to have the horn section, okay? Go back to the horn version, and now look at this one. See how this one is shorter and it's more consistent? We're just going to be on the G count the G chord for 4 counts. G, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do two count measures in a row. G2, C2, G2, 3, 4, G2, 3, 4, and it makes 2, 3, 4, G, a fiery ring, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me do all down strums on this one. It would sound like, love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Okay, so we had a 4 count of G, then we had these two count measures in a row. And on those, I'm just going to do a down, down, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. When you bring in the full strum, though, that's where you hear the difference. On the full strum, for these yellow measures, for the 4 count measures, I'm going to do a down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And for the 2 count measures, I'm just going to do the down, down, up. Okay? So that would sound like... Let me sing it this time. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by a wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. Okay, and in the chorus, we're going to do the same thing we did in the previous lesson. Like, there's nothing really funky about the chorus. You do have a few of these measures with the two counts in a row, but they're basically just pretty straightforward. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. So whenever you have those two count measures consecutively like that, you're just going to use this pattern where they're sort of surrounded by the 4 count strums, but then you just do a down, down, up, down, down, up, and then you return to the down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, okay? And what that does is effectively when we switch to a new chord after only 2 beats, we want that first strum of the new chord to have a down strum, because a down strum is going to catch the bass note, right? And it's really going to sort of make the apparentness of that chord change happen quite a bit more. There's one last thing I want to talk about in this lesson, which is Johnny Cash has this line in the last verse, I fell for you like a child. If you listen to the album version, it sounds kind of bizarre because it sounds like the horns happen a bit later, and it sounds like Johnny Cash is switching to the C chord a bit earlier, and that's actually true. Both of those things are true. I almost wonder, I haven't looked into this, I wonder if there was just an editing thing where they had to splice it, because if you hear it, you kind of sound like, it almost sounds like there was a little clip there. I could be wrong. To play it like Johnny Cash, it would be, I fell for you like a child, da-dun, 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 da-dun. Oh, but the fire went wild. Now, what I like to do is on page 5, I have my version, which is a lot simpler, right? It just uses the same format that all the other verses line use. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. Okay, so you have that there. You have Johnny Cash's version and you have my sort of simplified version. They're both there for you. I want to sort of arm you with both of these. So head on over to my website and you can get the PDF for this, the sheet music for this song. Again, I have the chord progressions written out. This is the sort of, this is the simple version. This is the Johnny Cash album version. It's a bit more complicated, but I have it marked out whenever the mariachi horns begin, right? And then on pages, page 1 gives you the lyrics for the entire song with some chords and strumming and everything. Now, page 2, I give you the chords and I give you some of the mariachi tabs and I give you some basic strumming pattern stuff. And on page 3, I'll write out some of the how to do the sort of 4 count strum and the 2 count strum, and then how you jump between, 4 count strum, 2 count, 4 count strum, 4 count strum. And the same for the verse, right? Love bomb is a burning thing, dun, and it makes two, right? 4 count, 2 count, 2 count, 4 count, 4 count, 4 count, 2 count, 2 count, 4 count, 4 count. So it's a bit tricky, guys, but this is a tricky song, and I wanted to sort of write it all up and to give you the information you need to play it however you want to play it. Whether you want to do Johnny Cash, whether you want to do a simpler version, whether you want to use that full strum I taught you, or whether you want to use a boom. I have this written up too, the boom chicka strum. Love, I can't even do it. Love is a burning thing. And it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's all there for you. Check that out. And I also have some playthroughs on my website as well. They will sort of give you a beginning to end version of the song using the Johnny Cash style with the horns, and then using the non-horn version where the chord changes are a bit more happening a bit more quickly. So thanks to all of you who have written in about this. Again, getting the sheet music for this is the best way to follow along. I hope this is helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Take care, and bye-bye.